And we are live. What's good, y'all? It's your man, DL Saint. Welcome to the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. Welcome. Thanks for coming out. I have never had this many people early on the show before. I wish I could say it was me, but no, y'all want to see Shu Shu. I ain't mad. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Hating on the brother. I'm trying to check my, I want to check the sound effects. And then I surprised myself with the button. Y'all see I be acting all old, man. I be forgetting. But it seems to be working. We good to go. We about to get into this, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming out. We just came off. We had a pretty good stream earlier, man. We was talking about Donovan Sharp's video on the Kevin Samuels Fresh and Fit, I guess, issue, let's call it. It wasn't, there's a few. Let's keep it 100. It was beef. And Donovan Sharp put out a video, and he was like completely transparent as to what happened. I broke that down. So shout out to Donovan Sharp. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Fresh and Fit and everybody who came through. Brother Michael's in the house. Can't wait. Like I said, he was number one. And look, Brother Michael, man, we got people in here. So act right. I don't need you to be up in here. Holla. As soon as we start, all right? So we got Shu Shu here. Ain't no surprise. We got Shu Shu here, but man, let her answer some questions before you start gunning. But thanks for coming in here, bro. One of my day ones, bro. Like I said, I got something for you. One of my day ones, bro. I got something for all y'all, all my day ones. Sister Candace, good evening, family. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons on your way in. Thanks for that love. Dusto's in the house. What's good, bro? I keep messing up my buttons. Dusto's in the house. What's good? Thank you so much. So without further ado, man, let's bring up the beautiful woman that y'all all came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Make some noise for Sister Shu Shu in the house. What's good? Thank you so much for doing this. I know you're busy. I know you got way more things you could be doing with your life than coming over here and listening to this old man sit in his attic talk to his computer. But you're here, and I appreciate it.
No, it's no problem at all. No problem. It's been a long time coming because we've been trying to talk about trying to get a show together. So
yeah, I had to have my people call your people, and then we had go to spa goes and all that kind of stuff. We had to let's go to Mr. Child's and let's talk. Let's do lunch. We had to do the Hollywood thing. You know what I mean?
Wait. That's how the game go. You know what I mean?
That's how the game is played. Well, that's what I say over here. Don't hate the players, hate the game. You know what I mean? That's how the game is played. But no, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? First of all, I got a lot of respect for you and your brother. Like what y'all doing on Black Man Unfiltered Network. The topics y'all bring to the floor and the platform provided by Black Men Unfiltered and the people you bring up on your panels, y'all doing good work over there, girls. So I definitely want to, salute to you for what y'all are doing over there.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Mandrell be like, he like people to think that he's the, that he's the brains behind the operation, but we know better, don't we? Don't we?
Well, I'm half of it. I'm just half of it.
See, look at that. And humble. See, y'all got to stay humble. In the back chat, look, in the chat, salute to the chat. No, salute to you, love. That was for Sister Shumerria and Brother Michael. I saw that in Patreon 4 months ago. Okay, so yeah, and that's reference to the Donovan Sharp's video with what happened with Fresh and Fit. I guess that was in his Patreon 4 months ago, and he's just now making it, open to the public. So that's what's up. That was a good show. So Shumerria.
Yes.
Who is Shu Shu? Can you tell everybody who you are and why you so special?
Well, my name is Shumerria Harris. I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama. I am also the sister of MANDRELL, for any of you who know who MANDRELL is. And what else? I'm an actress. I've been in New York City now about 10 years. No, I say 12 years now. Doing my thing, making it happen. I also have a bachelor's degree from Alabama State University. That's right, PhD in the house. You know what I'm saying? What else?
So funny.
Yeah, I'm a PhD. Okay. Yeah, just out here like doing my thing, making it happen. So
making it happen. You know what's funny? I rarely get to hear your when I'm listening for your accent when you're online, but it rarely comes out. It pops out every now and again. You know what I mean? Which I think is cute. You know what I mean? I bet you when you relax around your people, it's all the way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your New York friends don't know what you're talking about. Smash that button over there. Huh? Smash? What the hell she talking about? Smash.
Nah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, help us out. Go ahead, smash that button. I'll come back. That's what it is.
That is Southern, y'all. That's what it is. Don't say that on the set. Like, what a character? They're going through the script like, oh,
Right.
what?
Like, what did you just get?
Oh man. So when did you know you could act?
Honestly, when I got to undergrad, because initially when I finished high school, I wanted to write and direct films. So I wanted to go to college for I was going to go for video production to the Art Institute of Atlanta. But their program was so expensive. It was like $40,000 a year for a 2-year program. And I was like, that's $40,000 each year. That's like $80,000 I'll be out of when I finish. And then on top of that, they couldn't even guarantee that I would have a job when I got out. So I was like, that's a lot of money to be asking. And then, so I decided to go to Alabama State, which is in my hometown. It's an HBCU. Yes. And the only thing they offered there that was like close to, I guess you could say, entertainment was theater. So I majored in theater, and like that's where I got on stage, and I was just like, yo, like this is dope. Like, okay, I can really do this. So and when I finished there, I got accepted to a program here. It's called the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts, where I majored in film studies and film acting. And I came up here, and I've been at it ever since.
Man, that's fire right there. I got to put you on with my friend Marite Ligo, young director out of LA, good friend of mine, real good friend of mine. She has something on it's on Prime now, but she does a lot of horror films.
Okay.
Yeah, and I met her through comedy, believe it or not, through stand up, and her and I, like, we're thick as thieves to this day. And that is my master plan, to get y'all hey, I got this friend, and she's a really good actress, and hey, I got this friend who's an outstanding director. That needs to happen. She's in LA.
I ain't got no problem with LA. LA cool.
It's LA cool. Like, she's in LA.
LA cool.
Yeah, but she just wrapped a project in Virginia, I think it was. Either Virginia or the Carolina. So they just wrapped there in post now. So you know how the world is. You like, well, we based out of LA, but they'll be in Toronto, England, you name it, they're there. So, and I'm trying to get all my folks together, because I truly believe in sharing the love within the clan. So I mean, it's fascinating what you said about school. You actually looked at the numbers like, yo, this is too much money, and they're not even guaranteeing me some sort of employment on the back end. Right. I think this is a problem that most people, not just our community, but just in general, it's the education trap. They spend all this money and they come out and they're making minimum wage. So did you come up with this on your own, or was your family involved with this decision?
Now, I came up with that decision because I had to take out, I knew I was gonna have to take out student loans. Like, my parents made too much money for Pell Grant. And like, my parents spent pretty much all the money they had as far as college savings goes on my brother. And so, like, my dad was like, you either gonna have to have a scholarship or like take out student loans. And so I knew and understood at the time, me taking out a loan, that means I'm gonna have to pay this money back. So, if I'm taking out, $40,000 a year, and then on top of that, it's a 2-year program, which means I come out with an associate's degree, not even a full bachelor's degree, and I'm out of $80,000 already. Like, that's crazy to me.
It's like, these numbers don't work.
Math ain't mathing. Like, I can't do it, So I was just like, you know what? Let me find something that is much less expensive. And you know what? It ended working out, because when I went to Alabama State, my first semester, I had to pay out of pocket. But Dr. Stewart, Tania Stewart, she was the director of the theater program at the time. She saw my talent, and she ended up giving me a scholarship.
That's so what's
I
up.
ended up getting a scholarship anyway.
So not only did you know you could act, but people knew you could act to the point where they put money behind you. Like, okay, right. You done earned this. That's what's up.
This gonna work.
Yeah, this is gonna work. It's like, I ain't the greatest of math, but these numbers ain't jiving. So let me figure out a way.
This is working. The math is mathing on this one. So let's go.
Let's go. Like, yeah. Goodbye, Crimson Tide. I'm going over here with my people. But it makes sense.
Super expensive too. The University of Alabama, it's crazy numbers.
Word, so that's not even, oh man. But you know what? That's the big hustle, isn't it, these days? Like education. People like, what would you want? If you could have anything in the world, what would you want? I'm like, a church or a college. That's what I would want.
You know? I was like, yes. It's because people believe in the investment. But at the same time, like what is not thought about is like the aftermath. Okay, after this, what's the benefit? What's the cost benefit of this? And then on top of that, nobody sits down with their children, like these, these teenagers, and have this conversation with them.
Right.
Well, it's just, get your education. Okay. Well, first of all, what are you looking to do? And that's a problem too, because nobody sits down and talks to them about what they really want to do with their lives.
Right.
But you expect them to know because, they're just expected to get an education in something. But yet they don't have the experience of life to know what exactly they're interested in.
Right. So here you go with this. You got this degree in underwater basket weaving. Great. What are you going to do with it?
Right. Oh, you should be a doctor. And it's sad because I've seen people spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on, trying to be a doctor, and only to figure out like in this senior year that this ain't for me. This ain't what I really want to do.
Say not the senior year.
Yeah,
like, you supposed to...
senior year, like this ain't, I really don't think I like this. Like,
word?
You could figure out something.
Word, like word? Wait, we $75,000 in. You don't like it?
You okay? You better try to figure out something. So yeah, it's just
man.
It's
that's
sad.
Crazy. So was your family supportive with the acting thing off rip, or was it like, let's see if she start making some money before we throw our, support behind her? How did that play out?
You know what? I come to find out, I didn't find this out until I got to undergrad. My father, I knew he had a bachelor's degree. He had his bachelor's degree in art from Alabama State University.
Okay.
And so by me majoring in theater arts, he just figured that maybe that's what I would get my bachelor's degree in, because I just needed to get my bachelor's degree in something until I figured out what I really wanted to do with my life. You know what I mean? So like, because at first he was like, theater. Like, what kind of job you gonna get in theater? You know what I mean? But
like, what kind of job you gonna get in art? Whatever pops.
And he went on to get his master's in counseling. So I guess that's what he thought I was gonna do. I was gonna go on and get my master's degree in something else.
Okay.
More like, financially rewarding.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, people are like, what do you want to do with your life? You want to make money. Everybody comes like, this is what you want. You want to make money.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, but no, I want to think about what's best for me. Making money is best for you. All right. You want to make bread.
It is. It's a lot easier. It's a lot better.
Life is a lot easier if you got money versus not having money. I know what it's like to not have money. So, right. And now I know what it's like to have money. And I'm here to tell you, having money is way, way gooder.
It is.
Way gooder. See, I ain't go to college because I still talk like that.
It's way more gooder.
Way more. So you got into acting, right? Where did you start? I mean, because I know you're in New York, but did you start in New York, or did you move around? Well, we got like New York and LA basically when it comes to acting.
Right. So I started off in New York. It's because I had a family here, so I just felt more comfortable being in New York, and I knew, especially around the time I finished school, like really at the time, if it was something that you wanted to make a career out of, you had to go to one of two places, New York or LA. So, just up until recent years, like it really started booming in other places like Chicago, Atlanta, the Carolinas, like Canada. So, it's a couple of different places you can go to if you want to make a career out of it. But for the most part, but still primarily New York and LA is it. So. Yeah,
because people come to me with that, and they'll say those cities that you mentioned, and I'm like, I always push back. I'm like, no, bro, it's two spots. You got to go to New York, or you got to go to LA. period. That's where all the reps are. That's where all of the money is. That's where all the production is. You're going, if you're going to get big enough in the game, you're going to wind up in New York or LA. Now, after you go to New York and LA and get established and you get the rep, you get the management, you get all that, they might send you to Atlanta. They might send you.
And that's the thing too. I guess so many people are like, oh, why don't you go to Atlanta? Why don't you go to Atlanta? Well, first and foremost, they still primarily cast out of New York and LA. They will cast you out of one of those two markets and fly you to Atlanta. You know how many actor friends I know live here, but have done projects or are working in Atlanta?
Yeah.
And the production company like flies them back and forth.
Yep. So per diem. It's per diem, or they're paying, they got a place for you to stay.
Exactly. So like, you know, why would I leave only to, you know, for the most part, probably gonna have to come back. Right.
That's what they're gonna tell you. You need to go back to New York.
What sense does that make? And then on top of that, when you think about from a business perspective, and this is the thing a lot of artists don't understand at all. When you talk about a market, like a business market, I'm going from an already, you know, largely saturated acting community here, but it's more diverse. As opposed to now I'm going to a city or a market where it's overly saturated with people who look like me, who can play the same roles I'm playing, or I can play, or the same characters I can play. So now the competition is that much thicker.
Yes.
Now I got to work that much harder.
Yes.
The community in itself is smaller because righteously I'm in a smaller industry market. So now I got to work that much harder to get in the entertainment circuit there, because who you know matters. You know, the relationships you have with people matters. The circles you're in matters. So now I got to work that much harder to get in those circles.
Yes.
It's not better. Like, so
right.
Anybody who is practical, how is that better?
And they don't understand the chess game. Like you're talking about the 3D chess that's involved in that business, because right. Acting is one of the entertainment business is tough all the way around, from comedy to musicians to, you know what I mean, R&B, rap, but acting, producing, directing, writing, that is the fiercest competition you ever gonna find yourself in. So yeah, why would you hurt yourself by let me go to the place where everybody looks just like me?
Right. Exactly.
No, you stay with, you know what I mean? If I'm gonna go anywhere, I want to go where I'm the only one.
Right. right. So, or at least it ain't that many of me. Like,
exactly. Send right. me out.
Okay. Listen, like that's why it's important for whatever industry you're in, for you to understand and know the business of it and how it operates. Because yes. if you don't, you will let people get in your ear and tell you, oh, why don't you do this? Or you should do that. And, and their suggestion is actually working against you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like,
I really do. Extremely detrimental to what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, well, just do it this way. Well, did you do it that way? Yeah. Did it work? No, because you're sitting here with me.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, not to hate on those people, they really want what's best for you.
Right.
But
they just don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're speaking from what they think the industry is like, or what they think is like to be in your shoes, and they really don't know.
They really don't know. So I'm gonna catch up with the chat real quick. So we are in it. This is why I have the platform, love, because I really want to know. This is why I bring people on from so many different walks of life, so we can get that out there. Because folks say, why you call that? I really want to know. Like, because if you listen, you don't really know.
Right.
Right. Sister Candace and Brother Michael, what's good, fam? I wonder why DS, which is Donovan Sharp, just released that on YouTube. I thought it was new. Yeah, and I thought it was new too. I did a show earlier today when I was breaking down this video, and I thought it was brand new myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sister Jenny's in the house. What's good, love? Oh, we gotta show some horns on that. Sister Jenny Moreno, 6913. What's good, love? Thank you so much. She caught me on one of Black Man's platforms and started rocking with me ever since. She is fire, yo. Like her and Sister Candace, I'm telling you, like it should be like we should have like a big convention or something and bring everybody out. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be crazy?
It would. Like
it really would be. It'd be crazy. Brother Michael is just going back and forth with Sister Candace on that. Brother Michael, like Sister Candace, yeah, he sent that personally to me. I already knew because he talked to Uncle Kev, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. And that's cool. Like, that's another one. Brother Mike is like, he's modding everywhere. And like, this brother really got it going on. Like, yeah, he likes to gun at women. Like, he's going to holler at you, Shu Shu, before we get out of here. Just so you know, he's going to be shooting his shot right here on this platform. Trust me. He's just waiting to the end because I asked him to. But this brother is everywhere, man. Like, I've seen him in everybody's platform. He's definitely a fixture within the Red Pill community, man. So shout out to you, Brother Michael. And he continues, Essence of Candace, thank you for showing love. Appreciate it. Absolutely. We got Brother Jason in the house. What's good, fam? You know what I mean? Coming out of Detroit. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, the people who rock with me, like I told you, we're all over the place in here, man. Red pill, blue pill, purple pill, banana pill. We're all in here. Brother Michael, I'll try my best not to holla. See you. He said he'll try his best. He didn't say he wasn't gonna do it. He just waited to the end of the show. That's all. And now he knows where you at. He's over on Black Man's platform too, over in Suzette Speaks. He comes and shows love everywhere. So yeah, you're gonna get that holla. Miss Globe Girl's in the house. My favorite sailors in the house. Was good. What are some of the pros and cons in the acting world for Black women? Ooh, we're gonna get to that. You want to answer that now, or you want to circle back to it?
We can circle back to it.
We're gonna circle back to it. Miss Globe Girl, don't let us forget. But I got that down here on my notes. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get into that, and we're gonna get into it as deep as we can without getting Shu Shu in trouble, because Hollywood is watching.
Right. You really gotta watch what you say.
Hey, shout out to Dave Chappelle.
Oh, right. Right.
So funny. Whoever that man is brilliant.
Right.
So funny. Yo, him and Bill Burr, they're always going back and forth. I'm like, Bill Burr's the GOAT. Then Chappelle will say something. Chappelle's the GOAT. Now it's like, all right, Chappelle's back on top with that one. He's back on top. I can't wait for him to put out an hour.
Right. Me either.
Brother Von Bryan's in the house. What's good, fam? Welcome. Greetings, peace, joy, and longevity. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And so yeah, let's get right to it. Because we were talking about the business stuff. Like, we kind of delved into some real, you know what I mean, like the real Hollywood, the business side of it. Let's talk about the union. How important is the union?
Oh, God. The union, like, I would say the union is like your number one goal as an actor, like to join the union. Reason being is because like things are so different for you when you join the union. Like, number one, your pay is different. Even being on a set is different. Like for at the crafty table, like, so for people who don't know what crafty is, craft services, that's the like the catering service that provides like the food and stuff like that on set. And like they have two different sections. They have one section for people who are part of the actors union, and then they have one section that's part of people who are non-union, you know, or not part of the actors union, and it is very different. So like you union, you get all the good shit, all the name brand, all the you know what I'm saying? You eat first and everything. That sounds ridiculous, but it is so true. You eat first. Like, even when you come to set, like you have a name as opposed to when you're non-union, you got all the name, the generic, non low level, below the shelf shit. That's what you get.
You say all the way below the shelf.
All the way. And then you ain't got a name, you got a number. What's your number? Like,
ooh.
Like, yes. Yo. And then they put you, like, I call it general population. If this was prison, you be in general population. You know what I'm saying? Like a big cafeteria with a whole bunch of long tables. Everybody say, yeah, it's very different.
Trying to let y'all know something, y'all. I've seen this. Like, again, I'm not an actor, but I've been on sets, and like as a guest, I'm treated way better than the extras. Especially like, extras get it hard, but the extras who are non-union, bro.
Right. God.
If it start raining, they can't get any shade. All right, I'm just gonna put it to you like that.
Right.
They gotta sit in the rain. Everybody else chilling. You know what I mean? Anything you want to get your hair cut, you going over there get yourself a haircut. You know what I mean? You got a trailer.
Not going to my trailer. I bet I don't want to come out of my trailer. I don't have to. When the PA will knock on your door, hi, would you like anything? Can I get you anything? Yeah, can you get me, what I'm saying? Give me a plate from the Crafties. Oh, sure. What do you want on there?
I want lasagna. Crafty doesn't have lasagna, but we'll bring you one. They'll leave.
We'll get it for you.
They'll bring you a lasagna.
It's like, wow, this is amazing.
It's the best. But
right, literally, because one of the projects I did, it rained, and they will walk with you with an umbrella over you. Like you don't have to do anything.
Right. And you got those, like I said, you got those non-union, extras over there getting wet. Please, miss, please, a crumb, miss, please.
I was like, ooh.
Why are they talking to me? Right. Why are they looking at me? PA, take care of that. Why are they looking at me?
That is terrible, but I mean, that's how it is. Like, that's how it is for real. Damn.
So listen, if y'all get in the business, y'all want to be union. So you came in under the voucher system, right? That's and correct me if I'm wrong, but you had to get like 3 vouchers, and then you were eligible to join a union.
Right. So like there are different ways to join the union. The main way to join it is like the voucher system, like you said, is Taft-Hartley vouchers, and like you have to get 3 of them. The way you get them is if you book a speaking role, it can be a one-liner or whatever on a union project, then you get a voucher. It qualifies you for the union. So like, for instance, like the first one you get, it's what is it? That's just your first one. But then the second one you get, they put you on what they call must join status. What's it? Not must join. Like what you call? Well, yeah, you get must join status before you get your third one. And once you get your third one, you are a must join, which means that before you are able to work that project, you have to join the union. And
that's gangster right there.
Yeah, and here's what's really gangster about it. You know how fast paced this industry is. So it's like how it works is like, let's say you book a project and like, what's today, Tuesday, Thursday, you're supposed to film. But before you can work the project, you have to join a union, which means you have to go down there to the SAG after office and pay that initiation fee. When I joined, it was back in 2015. That SAG after fee was $3,000. I had to pay $3,000.
So did you keep that money? Like once you get that second voucher, let me put this $3,000 over here because I don't know when that third voucher coming.
No, because that's the thing. It all came like really back to back.
Okay.
So like, and you have to pay all that money all at one time. Ain't no installments, ain't no nothing. Like you got to pay $3,000 up front in order to be a union member and to work this job. So like, I mean, if you want to put on a credit card, you can, like, and the great thing about the union, like they have the Actors Credit Union. So like you can, apply for, if they have a loan specifically for the initiation fee for the dues, because they know actors like don't have money like that. So you can apply for it. I mean, but I don't know how fast the turnover is. I'm pretty sure it got to be a fast turnover because like it's a fast-paced business. So a lot of times, I went down there and it was people who were like, it was a girl, she was stressed out because she was like, I really have to pay this. Like, God, this is like $3,000. She was like, but I got the project tomorrow. And the lady was like, well, I'm sorry. She was like, you might want to call them and talk to them something about it if you want to,
That's crazy. Hey, you go talk to Vinny Two Fingers over there. Right. He got $3,000.
But it's either you pay this money or you don't do the project.
They got it on lock.
But I can say this. I've gotten my money back.
Oh, 1,000-fold by now.
What? Made my money back. Because doing union projects is much different from doing non-union projects. Like all those reenactment shows that you see like on Discovery ID and stuff like that, like those are non-union projects. And how that works is, I'm talking about those projects I've done since I did like 2014, 2015, 2016 even, that are still running to this day. I only got paid one time. One of the projects I did, I got paid like $250, and that was it for the day. And meanwhile, they are still running those episodes to this day. We are in 2022.
Meanwhile, they have the $2.5 million in revenue. They paid you $2.50.
I've never seen another penny of revenue in it, and there's nothing I can do about it because it's not a union project.
Chalk it up to the game.
Exactly. Whereas for union projects, how it works is they pay you a much larger rate than that for the day. And then not only do they pay you a much larger rate for that day, everything you do for that project, they pay you for. When you go for the fitting for wardrobe, they pay you for that. If you have to come back and do like some ad libs or dubs, like, the ADR, they call it ADR, like ad libs or something like that, they pay you for that. Also, every time they run the episode, you get residuals for that. So you get a check for that.
Getting paid. So you just one day when like, man, I wish I had a little extra money so I could take this little vacation. Then you open up the mailbox, bam, $1,500.
What? That's it. God is good. On time. Yes, Lord. I'm telling you.
You a mess.
Listen, I go to my P.O. box plenty days and I'd be like, Lord, I just need an extra $10, extra $20. I get there and I see that residual check. Yes, Lord. Woo! Come on.
Ooh, sound like you in Vegas. Like, come on, 7.
That's how you feel. Yes, it's on time. Come on. It's on time.
Woo, yo, you a fool.
Like, what?
Keep it 100. Like, y'all understand.
I was like, yes, God.
That's crazy. Like, mama getting some red bottoms. Open that door.
Like, yes, Lord. I never forget the second project I booked. And I was part of the union after I joined the union or whatever. And I end up losing my job because of the actors hustle. I was auditioning like a whole lot, but this is all pre-pandemic. So when you audition, you had to go to the casting offices. So that meant for my day job, I took a hit a lot in my time and attendance because I would have to leave during my lunch break to go to an audition. And see, this is the thing. Depending on how far the audition was, the casting office was from my job, it may be 20 minutes or something like that, 10, 15 minutes. And don't let MTA subway service be on a delay that day. Oh my God, that made it even worse. You know how many days I've worked and went on a lunch break and not eaten because I spent all my time just trying to get to and from the audition. And then when I get there, I got to audition. And then here's the thing, they can run behind, they can be late, but you better not be.
Exactly.
You better not be.
Exactly. You get there 15 minutes early and they running 45 minutes behind.
Right. And then
I gotta go.
I'm gonna tell you, some casting offices are so gangster. You more than 15 minutes early, they won't see you. They have signs. They were like, don't show up more than 15 minutes early or late. You show up more than 15 minutes late, they won't see you at all.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you got some casting offices that's like that.
I didn't know that. That is gangster. Hold on, I pride myself on being early. I might be 45 minutes early, just make sure I'm there.
Yep, that's till you come back. So
damn.
Your audition time because it's a 3. It's 2:15. I'm sorry, you might come back.
Deuces, kick rocks.
Well, can you just see me early? No, come back.
And you look in there but ain't
right. Ain't nobody in there. No, I'm sorry, we can't see you right now. Damn. Oh yeah, it's like that.
They
Now
don't.
we're doing more like these self-tape auditions
Yeah,
is where
self
like they
tapes.
send you the script and then like or they'll send you the scene they want you to audition for, and then like you tape yourself and you send it back to them. For me, like, and for people who have day jobs like that, it's a such more easier process because you can do it on your time.
But they give you points for production quality, or take away points because your production quality is poor on your phone or whatever device you're using to do these self tapes, or they just need you to say the lines?
Production quality helps. I ain't gonna lie, it does. But at the same time, sometimes it just depends on what they're looking for. Like you can shoot it with horrible lighting against a horrible backdrop. You ain't gotta have a backdrop at all, but you're what they're looking for. You fit the role, you fit what they're looking for. So it's like, you can have more production quality and it'll still work.
Wow. And how long did it take you to actually get all three of those vouchers and get into the union? Like from the day you started, how long did it take you to get into the union?
I came up here in 2010. I joined the union in 2015, so about 5 years.
5 years of grinding, 5 years before you got into, and that's pretty quick. For most, I know people that spend 10, 15 years and not get that third voucher.
Right. And because it's all a process. Like number one, you gotta get into the industry. Like, you gotta meet people and network with people, and you have to find a representative. Like you gotta find a manager or agent to represent you. And that's a process. That's not easy. Because depending on what clients they already have that look like you, and what I mean by look like you, they have character types that you as a client would fit into. So like say for instance, at the time, I fit in between like character type of like maybe like 20 to 25, African American female, and I still had short hair. You know what I mean? So and depending on how many other clients they had who were African American female with short hair, who look between 20 to 25. That depended on maybe they had room to represent me or not. So
wow, you got to think about that. And because I'm assuming, because every time I've seen you've had short hair, so I'm assuming your headshots short hair, so you can't even grow your hair out. Really, if you do, you got to go take. Oh wow.
Right, and that's the thing too. Like it's not as easy to switch a look up. You know what I mean? Unless you're gonna get a wig, and if you get a wig, you got to get headshots for the wig. Every look you have, you get these what you call them big twists or whatever, the faux locks. You got to get a headshot for that. You gotta if you get braids, you got to get a headshot for that, because if you get an audition for something and they're looking at your headshot, they're expecting the person that they see come in their casting office, they're expecting the person they see on the screen to look like the person in that headshot. Wow. So I can't have like, my manager submit a headshot of me with short hair, and then like when they look at me on screen and I got these long braids in my hair, like that ain't gonna work. Like that's not the same person we were looking to see.
Wow. And yes, y'all, I know y'all out here listening to her story. It is that difficult. It is that picky, right?
And headshots aren't cheap.
No, they're not.
Headshots are not cheap. You got photographers up here in New York City who charge, like when I first got up here, I've met different headshot photographers and stuff like that, but you got headshot photographers who charge as low as $650 for for a photo shoot, and you only get 2 different looks, one smiling and one serious.
Does that include makeup, or you got to get your own makeup people?
And that's the thing too. Makeup is extra.
Ooh.
That's just for the shoot. And then like you got some people who charge up to like $1,000, like $2,000 and stuff like that for headshots. I'm like, I'm not paying that. Who?
Right now, and this man, look, I
talk about trying to get like headshots done for all these different looks. Who?
Right. No.
I've had people like, oh, switch up your look, okay, and that means I gotta get new headshots for that.
Right. Who paying for that? You know what I mean? Who paying for that?
in like nowadays, now that things are going digital, it's a bit easier on the pockets. But like, especially back, during that time when I first came in, like you still had to get headshots printed. Right. So that means you got to do the photo shoot, you got to get your makeup artist, all this other stuff, and you still got to get the shots printed, and that ain't cheap.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not cheap.
Cost to this.
Because I had to do that for stand up. I had to get some headshots, and that was before digital came in. And it was a friend who was getting into photography, so she charged me. I think she still charged me $500. It might have been $400 for the shoot, but she gave me a lot of different looks because she was learning as well. Right. And yeah, when I went to get all that printed out, yeah, I was easily like $800 down, just getting what I wanted, and then don't try to get the little business card thing and the little flyers and all that. You know what I mean? Right.
So all that is extra.
And that was just for stand up. I still got those pictures somewhere. Like, man, I ain't getting no more. That's for stand up. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't black and white. It was black and white. Like, you need some colors. Like, no, I don't. I need to tell these jokes, bro. If you ain't gonna book me, fine. I will take the space and I will book my own show and I will host.
Right. Yo.
Yeah. And the money I spent, I made off of comedy. So the money, it was like, to me, it was a net loss. Zero loss because I earned the money from comedy and I just reinvested into myself. But it was still expensive. And then like all my friends who were actors, I'm like, yo, how much are you spending? God, like you said, yeah, it's something. Let me catch up on the chat real quick, but it's definitely something. And we're going to get into the next topic here in a second. Sister Candace, the difference between galley and MREs, perhaps. Now, I was talking about like the union people versus non-union. No, and sister, it's closer to MREs and eating bugs, right? You either get like MREs or going out here, catching you some bugs and eating them. It's more like that.
Okay.
That's what it was like. I mean, you really in the trenches when it comes to it's a grind. And like what Shu Shu was telling you, and I want to ask you this real quick, and I'll continue with the chats. Mm-hmm. Who put you on game before you got to your manager? Because I'm sure your manager told you once you got there, but who was putting you on game before that?
You mean about like what, like
about the headshots, about how much stuff costs, about the different looks, like, who, because you could have easily been like, all right, let me get these headshots with this long hair, and then you cut your hair to get your hairstyle now, and now you gotta go do all it again. So did anybody tell you, or just did you already notice these little things about the business?
Well, here's the thing. I knew I had a foundation because of the school I went to here, the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts. I can say this, the great thing about that program is that they have a class like strictly about the business of acting. Like, so it teaches you how to set yourself up. It teaches you about headshots, like what to look for, like, how to find a photographer. They even brought some photographers in to, talk to us and show us some of their portfolio, their work. They just talk to us about all of that, about the union, about all that, how to get your a manager or an agent, and all of that. So they talked to us about that. And here's one thing about the business, like nobody tells you anything. And that was the good thing. I felt like one of the best things that came about the program I went to here. It's because they taught us all of that, like, just the, basics, the foundation that we needed to get ourselves started. Because once you get out here in the industry, nobody tells you anything, but they expect you to know everything.
Well, that makes sense, because why would I help you get on when you my competition?
Right. But at the same time, like I can say this, now you do have a lot of cattiness and a lot of that jealousy and stuff like that going on, because it's everybody competing to get somewhere. But you do have some really good people in the industry, like you can make some really good actor friends, and because of that, we all share information. Right. What I'm saying? So
right, when you get into your crew, you get into your your clan, you're going to help out, but that's only going to be a couple people. That makes sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? Last call for insight. What's good, fam? Welcome. 2 in 1 day. Yeah, bro. Sometimes I do 3. It's a grind out here, man. You got to get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to get it, man. It's all about that hustle. And then we just got love in the chat. And like I told you, here it is. Here it is right here. I told you.
Holla, 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 holla.
I told you, there it is. She looks way more attractive than Nia Long. Hey, like I said, man. You know what Brother Michael's motto is, right? Shoot or shoot. That's his motto in life.
I'm not mad at that though. You know what? It's a lot of guys who have more of a chance to get with the kind of women they want, but they just don't have the confidence to actually shoot their shot.
We're gonna talk about it at the very end. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the sexual marketplace today. So save that one, and we're gonna double back to that, and we're gonna double back to Ms. Globe Girl's question about I think it was about race. We're gonna double back to that in a second. And speaking of Ms. Globe Girl, no installments. They want their dues up front. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They ain't playing.
They know actors are broke. So if they give actors a pass or let you put a payment down, they know they ain't gonna get the rest of their money.
Yeah, exactly. That's gone.
It's gone.
Gone. Nah, y'all gonna pay this. You know what I mean? Or you ain't gonna work. So if you want to get to that $30,000 check, you're gonna have to pay this money right. We need that $3,000 right now. Okay. So I ain't mad. Sister Candace, for the guests, what are some of the projects that you have been associated with so we can check you out? Ooh, good question.
Well, I most recently did an episode of Law and Order. The one that they just rebooted. It's like the one with Anthony Anderson and Donovan Sharp. That one. I also got I don't know if any of you watches Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. I'll be on season 3 of that one. That one hadn't come out yet. What else? I've done I did Shades of Blue with Jennifer Lopez and Ray Liotta. I've done with the series called Show Me a Hero. It comes on HBO. What else have I done? Oh God,
you've done the deal saying I really want no podcast. That had to be like the best thing you've ever done in your career.
No, I sure have, and I did. That I Want to Know podcast. You know what I'm saying?
I better be in your IMDb. I'm checking.
Right. And that's another thing. You go to my IMDb and check me out. So, yeah.
Yeah, please do. This is a sister that I'm definitely gonna be following from now on. Like I said, and it's not because she's attractive and all that. No, it's because she's out there working hard, and I know how hard she has to work to get where she has gotten. That is where you at right now is no small feat whatsoever. People don't realize that. You know what I mean? They really don't. It's a lot of work, a lot of temptation.
Here's the misconception that people have. A lot of it doesn't even have to do anything with talent. A lot of it doesn't have anything to do with talent. I've had so many people ask me, "Oh, why aren't you doing this show? Or why aren't you doing that?" And da 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 da. Well, because they haven't hired me.
Right. Bottom line.
That's like me asking you, DL, like, "Oh, why aren't you working for HBO? Why aren't you working for Sirius XM?" Because they haven't hired you.
Right. They don't know who I am. Like
that's the equivalent of if any of y'all go into any business and saying like hire me. Like that's not how it works.
It's not
how it works in
going to Tesla and be like, no, I need to be, COO. Go ahead. Go into Tesla, walk in there and say, y'all need to hire me right now as COO. Right. Let me know how that works out. Take a camera with you, please.
Okay. Here's the thing. Like, if I were to show y'all like the roster of things that I've auditioned for, I'll audition for a lot of big projects. I've auditioned for a lot of big roles, but for one reason or another, I haven't gotten them. And once I realized it had less to do about my talent, but more to do about what they were looking for.
Yep. And what was available, and who was available.
Exactly. And as far as a character, like what they were physically looking for.
Yeah. Like, brother,
I can tell you, it's auditions. I know I killed it. Like, you can't tell me I did not. I've gone into auditions and left casting directors with their mouths open. I've gone into directors' auditions and left them with their mouths open and still didn't get it.
Right. And people ask why.
It had nothing to do with my talent.
Zero. It's like Brother Michael said, like, oh, you're way more attractive than Nia Long. But guess what? If Nia Long's available, what happens to Shu Shu?
Nia Long get it.
Like, it is what it is.
So right. So, it is a hard game, and it's very competitive. So, and there's nothing you can do about that. Like, really, it isn't. And that's something that I had to learn and understand. It's something I still have to remind myself of from time to time. Like, I don't cast myself in the roles. I just look at it as I'm just grateful that I'm still getting called to audition for things, for different projects, and that to me says, okay, my headshot's still working because they still calling me.
Right.
First thing they see is your headshot. So my headshot's still working. When I do audition for projects, they call me again for, even if I don't book the initial role that I get called for, they call me again for something else. So that speaks volumes. That says that, okay, maybe they were looking for something else, but they were impressed enough with my audition to say that, okay, well, we don't want her for that, but let's call her in for this. Let's see what she does with this.
And that's fire. And the fact that your agency hadn't dropped you lets you know that you're still valuable.
Okay. Let's talk about that. People think that it's so easy to get somebody to represent you. Number one, when you do finally get somebody to represent you, guess what? You have to start booking work, because the thing is, whether you got a manager or an agent, like, they don't make money until you do. Exactly. Anybody who tries to charge you to have them represent you is a fraud. That is not how it works. You don't pay an agent to submit you for things. They don't get anything from you until you actually get hired for the job. Then they get a commission. So in other words, they are working for you for free until you actually get a job. Now, with that being said, understand, they don't get paid until you get the job, which means the clients who are booking more frequently, they're getting more work. Guess what? They get submitted more. And that has nothing to do with you as a person. It's nothing personal, but has everything to do with business. Because if they are working for free, they got to get something out of the deal. Obviously, the ones who are bringing in the money get pushed more. And how do you get yourself out of that? How is one supposed to get themselves out of that? That's the $1 million question.
Yo. Fire. More fire.
You don't cast yourself in these projects. Then how is it? I mean, what are you supposed to do about that? But guess what? You got a certain time frame with any agency to start booking. Or it's either A, they gonna drop you, or you gonna fall by the wayside, or you just gonna fall off. They gonna forget they even represent you.
That's how it works, y'all. It's dog eat dog, player versus player. Everybody, it's big money out there. Everybody get their money after you earn it, like she said. Mm-hmm. So manage it the same way.
You think about it, like they are submitting you, actively submitting you, but you're not getting any work. So guess what? They working for free.
Right. We gotta get somebody else in there.
It ain't but so long people gonna do that. Meanwhile, they got somebody else they might be freelancing with, just kind of see, what their headshot does, or like, how much work they can get. And if they starting to pull more auditions, they starting to book more jobs than you, guess what? They're going to get pushed more than you. It don't matter how talented you are.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's the game.
That is the game she putting y'all on. I hope y'all paying attention. Anybody thinking about getting into that game, this is it right here. This is $1 million game right here.
And so for anybody who's ever asked the question, oh, well, why aren't you doing this job? Or because I don't cast myself in the project.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah. If it were up to Shu Shu, she would have been Black Panther. All right. She would have been the Woman King. She would have casted everything. I don't care how bad the movie is. Because they got paid. I don't care what the movie. It could be crap. Give me my money.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna act my butt off. I'm gonna do my job.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you.
I'm gonna do my job. Shoot, how much? And your rate keep going up every time you book something. It's just every time you in Hollywood, every time you get a gig, you're worth more money for the next gig, and it just keeps going up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't they send you out there if you earning?
Right.
Yeah, so they know it's a matter of time with you, girl. They know, like, oh, it's coming. Just send her again. It's coming. Okay. The callbacks and everything else, they want to see they asking for. Oh, yeah, when you get all that, that's when you know, like, yeah, it's just a matter of time.
Right.
So you putting in the work. Colonel Sanders in the house. What's good, fam? I know we got all that's one of my people out. He's out here in my part of the world, as a matter of fact. You know what I mean? Sister Jenny, these jokes hit in color, don't worry.
Hey yo.
Brother Jose's in the house. What's good, fam?
Hey yo.
She got that elementary school background. Yeah, she do. Yeah, you got to get that. You got to get that. Yeah, you do. You got to get that 6th grade smile.
You right, this man awkward.
Click next. No, wait, I wasn't ready. Next.
I wasn't ready.
Nope. Next one. Yeah, that's Brother Jose, man. Hey, for real, all y'all out here, man, my red pillars or whatever, go over, check out Black Man Unfiltered. Check out Shu Shu Show. She's going to plug it again at the end of the show, but her and her brother do unapologetic with Mandrell and Shu Shu. So make sure y'all check that out. We'll definitely go talk about that later. Y'all.
I have a YouTube channel too where you can catch clips of like some of my work that I've done. I got some of my acting reels. Also, like I do a lot of silly stuff. Like, you know, I do a lot of TikToks and stuff, and it's like pretty funny. So I got a lot of that up here. And I've been doing like some vlogs, like video vlogs, you know, just documenting some of like just, you know, my life as an actor.
Yeah, and your Instagram too. Like you starting to get that up too, right? Like going hard on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh my God, JT, what's going on?
What we do podcast. Is it JT or Rob? I'm not sure. Do the laugh, Shu Shu. Do it.
That's definitely JT.
It's JT. And that's my brother JT. You gonna do the laugh later, or you gonna make him wait? Gonna make him wait? Colonel Sanders, the acting game is crazy. It really is, y'all. Y'all have no idea. Acting, you know, I do a bit of writing, I do producing and stuff like that. Like I'm behind the camera. I'm here to tell you, man, that's another game. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. And like Shu Shu said, it's nothing about talent. A lot of times it's not. It's just, you know, really it's about personal relationships. Someone likes you. And you get into the room. Like you said, we don't get into the room anymore. It's all done by, you know, Zoom or whatever. But that's what it was, a relationship. You go in, you do your pitch. We don't like this pitch, but you seem real cool. What else do you have? That's how it works.
And then sometimes, like, you'll get an audition, they'll call you back like 3-4 times for a role. And then, like, literally at the last minute, they'll decide, well, no, we don't want to go with an unknown actor. We want to go with a named actor. But like they won't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? They don't communicate anything with you. Sometimes they communicate it with your manager or your agent. Sometimes they don't. How the terminology they'll use is, oh, we decided to go in another direction.
Yep.
And then when you see the project and you see what the other direction was, you see they went with a named actor. How can you compete with that?
You can't compete with that. Brother Mike, man, I see you trying to be funny, man. I don't want to put you in timeout. You can't do that, bro. Can't do that, fam. If you were sitting here next to me, bro, I'd have got big on you, man. You cannot ever. I'm just going to pause the show for a second. Brother Mike, man, don't be doing that bullshit, bro. This is what I'm talking about when I say that weirdo shit. This is what I'm talking about right now. There's a fine line between being funny and being a weirdo, bro. What you did right there was disrespectful. 100. We'll see you in 5 minutes. Had to give my man a little time out. You know what I mean? Had to give my little man time out. Like I said, we got potential, bro. But you can't be crossing the line like that, bro. And listen, you getting it from me. Her brother's a Green Beret. You know what I mean? If Mandrell saw that, trust me, he'll find you. Like, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. You will have a serious problem on your hands, bro. Understand what you're doing, man. Like I said before, bro, anything you put down in this chat, everybody's seeing it. Not just us here, but the whole world is seeing it, bro. So now you got to chill, man. You got to chill. See what you did to the whole show? You brought us down 3 levels, bro. You brought us down. Where my damn button at? This is because of him, man. You know, brother Michael, man, I got to give you this one. That's for you, bro. That's for you.
But that's another thing. I'm just scared of sticking in the booth. Listen, that is the most paralyzing feeling in the world. Like, thank God I've never gotten booed. But like before you go on stage, the moment before you go on stage, like it is the scariest feeling in the world. And then on top of that, like have you ever gone on after somebody got booed?
Yeah, hell yeah, all the time. I'm a comedian.
Oh, I'm just
I'm a comedian. Woo! Your first 5 words, gonna make or break that 15-minute set.
Okay.
First 5 words.
What?
Oh. Yeah, I've been booed, bro. I've been booed, and I earned every time. I mean, every time it happened, I earned it. And you better learn from it. I don't get the people who get booed all the time. They keep going back. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they look at it as a learning lesson or something, but I don't know. Every time I go on stage and I get off and I haven't gotten booed, I got laughs, I'm like, whew, it's a close call. All right, let's do this.
Right. For real. Man, girl, listen. So yeah, you can't sleep behind that. You be up all night behind a bad set. I ain't gonna. As a comedian, it's instant. As in your business, you got to get through it first, and then you got to come out for the curtain call, and they booing you. Oh,
yeah.
Everybody else is getting the standing order, and you come out there, boo, it's boo.
Yo.
And it's not because you did a great job acting, it's because you horrible at it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, here's the thing, the difference between like stand-up and like theater, like if you live performance. See, when you're performing like a monologue or something like that, even if it's supposed to be comedic, if you perform it in a serious manner, the audience will still be engaged. You know what I mean? But when you're performing stand-up, like you get up there with the intention of being funny, and the audience has in their mind, they're looking for you to be funny. And if you are not funny, then that's your ass, especially in front of a Black audience. Oh my God. And they show no mercy. No mercy.
Remember I said you got 5 words? Nah, in the Black audience, you got 3.
I would say this: white audiences or more mixed crowds, at least they give you a little bit more grace. Our people, no. You should have never got up there in the first place.
You shouldn't have. I mean, they'll. In the first place. You think? I mean, you know it's going bad. You know you're doing horrible, and then somebody just turns around. Somebody get this nigga off the stage. It's like, oh, that's the first one. That's the first one.
Yo, it's crazy.
It's like, whoa, you really start to rethink your life. You really begin to rethink your life. Like, what?
Right, yeah. Like, oh God.
Yeah. So I'm let me see. Can I catch up with the chat? Oh, Mandrell's here. It's gonna get no. I'm pretty sure he saw what Mike put in there, so it's gonna be some thing. I'm just gonna start showing chats, y'all, so we can. I'm getting off track. I don't want to mess up the flow, but I did want to I wanted to go back to Miss Globe Girl's first question. And I'm scrolling up to find it. And okay, here it is. What are some of the pros and cons in the acting world for a Black woman?
Well, one of the pros definitely now that so much content or so many different productions are out now, that the opportunities for roles are much more vast, and there's a lot more opportunity. When I first got into the industry, they were still doing a lot of music videos and stuff like that. So most of the opportunities for Black women or like women of color, it was like mostly like music videos.
So now it goes back to like Corinne, that video vixen thing.
Yeah. That was more so like what was out available for Black women. And then you had some shows like, but for the most part, like, what you call like the daytime dramas and stuff like that. A lot of them, if they were looking for a woman of color, like you had to have a lot of more so European features. Like you damn sure couldn't have short hair.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's just a certain look, certain type they were looking for. But now, like I said, that's definitely one of the pros. One of the cons is if you ain't got the right agent, like that ain't pushing you,
and you got a problem.
So yeah, it's still a slippery.
And it's like you say, agencies, they basically get their quota, be it Black, Latina, Asian, Italian, whatever it, Brazilian, whatever that look is. We got our 5, we got our 6, whatever. Sorry. Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's just what it is.
Wow. And Sister Candace, for the guests, are there any actors and actresses that can succeed without an agency? I imagine it is very difficult, like going independent in music or promoting for sale by owner deal. Huh.
You can. Just depending on what it is. Are you familiar with Akash Singh?
Yes.
I know Akash.
Because he's down with Schultz, right? He's down with those guys.
Yeah. When Akash did Wild and Out, he was unrepresented. He didn't have a manager. When he did Guy Code, he didn't have a manager. He has one now, of course, but I mean, you can get your start, like what I'm saying. There are shows you can get on without one, but you eventually want to get representation because they protect you from getting taken advantage of. Like for instance, like they negotiate your pay. Also, like especially like instances where when you are a part of the union, this is why the union is important. They follow certain what you call work laws. So like you can only work a certain amount of time, like that's considered like your regular pay, and then after that it's considered overtime. You know what I'm saying? Right. But they have their own terms for it, but still, like and they make sure that you are fed while you're on set, all that type of stuff. They make sure you get paid, all of that. So to go, I mean, like I said, it's not impossible to do, but it's you do want representation though, because you don't want to be out here in this game unrepresented.
So if you name 100 A-listers, there will be 0 they're independent. In other words, they don't have a rep. 100% of all the A-listers out there got outstanding representation.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, because like, unless you have a personal relationship like with the casting director or a personal relationship with the director, they're not going to talk to you. You're the talent. Be the talent. You know what I'm saying? They're going to talk to your representative, your agent, or whoever you represents you. That's who they communicate with.
Yeah, know your lines. Know your lines.
Exactly. And then on top of that, they look at it as unprofessional for you to be unrepresented anyway.
Right.
For liability.
Right. There's levels to it. Like, how'd you get here?
Right. And believe it or not, like the production companies and the casting directors, they have to follow like EEO guidelines because like it's a job.
Like, it's a job.
They have federal regulations on up to certain points. Even like your agents and your managers, when you're talking about them working for you, like they have to have certain guidelines they have to follow too that are legal.
Right. Which brings us into Ms. Globe Girl's second question, which she already asked this long before. It's just the perfect segue. And there's your Harvey Weinsteins. So let's talk about that for a moment. Mm-hmm. People have heard about the casting couch, quote unquote, and what goes on, what people are willing to do to get these roles, to get whatever, because you were talking about the money that goes into just being prepped to be an actress or an actor, right? We're talking about the headshots. We're talking about the makeup needed. We're talking about the looks. We're talking about all these other things. Like you said, like, man, that costs money. You gonna pay for these looks? Right. There are men and women who are willing to, let's say, compromise themselves in order to get that. Say again?
They're willing to take a shortcut.
Hey, let's talk about that. Because we know for a fact just by looking at your history that that's not part of who you are. That's not the way you were raised. Shout out to you. And I'm not throwing shade at those who do it, right? If the mission is to get on, if the mission is to become the next A-lister, and that's the shortcut you choose to take, man, that's on you. You're grown up, do what you want to do. But how prevalent would you say that is? Like, first of all, does it exist?
Of course. But for most of the people who do it, their mindset about it is different. Their perspective about it is different. And the perspective isn't one of a moral issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, we know you shouldn't like sleep with people for roles or sleep with people for different like job positions or stuff like that, right? Like from an integrity standpoint, it's not right. But a lot of them look at it as, hey, it's an exchange, right? It's a business transaction. It's an exchange. Okay, I want a big career, or I want this role in this film that could like shoot my career to the moon, and all I gotta do is like sleep with this dude or do this whatever for one night. Well, okay, if I can just get through this like 3 minutes or 5 minutes or however long, like the rest of my career is set. So let me do this. I will never forget, and y'all can actually pull this up online because it's still up today. Sheila Nevins, she was the long-standing president of HBO documentaries. She said in an interview, she said in the beginning of her career, she said she has slept with bosses, like she would sleep with some of her superiors for promotions. And she was like, I wish I could say it didn't work, but it did. She was like, because at the time, she thought that that's what you had to do in order to get ahead. And she was
where would she get that from? Was it the circles that she ran in? Is that what they were doing?
It had to be. She was like, but she just looked, and this is when it clicked to me that the perspective that a lot of them have when they do this. She said, I just looked at it as a cost of doing business.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, it's what I got to do. It is what it is.
Wow.
Get over with. Like, whereas, me growing up, for me, it was like it's more of a moral issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I'm selling myself. I'm selling my soul. Like, they don't look at it as any kind of like, they don't look at it like they're selling their soul. Because that's not what they're doing. I'm doing business.
I'm just doing business. Damn.
That's it.
And the guys, the thirsty dudes, be like, yeah. Then I'm like, all right, well, what about the dude who's gonna want you to bend over so he can put his joystick right up in your thing? Huh?
You'd be surprised.
No, I won't. I'm always screaming it.
No, you'd be surprised at the men who do it.
That's what I mean. I'm always screaming it. I'm always saying it like, listen, y'all hear about the Harvey Weinstein's, what he was doing with women, but y'all never hear about the dudes. And there's way more of them.
Right. I'll never forget. I was in this acting class. Mark John Jeffries. I don't know if y'all remember who he is. He was the little boy in Losing Isaiah. Okay. He's all grown up now, but he has a acting academy that where he teaches like other actors, and he brings in like some of his people he have like friends in the industry and stuff to come in and talk. And there was this movie producer that came in one time. And somebody asked a question about that, like, like about the cast and the couch and stuff like that. And like, all some stuff. He was like, well, I'll put it to you like this. Everybody, he asked something, I think it was like something about people being gay or something like that in Hollywood. And I will never forget this statement. He said, everybody's gay at least once in Hollywood.
That's real talk.
He said, everybody's gay at least once in Hollywood.
Yeah, y'all better like this video because you want to talk about secret sauce. Facts, what she just said right there.
And this other stuff, because I did an internship at Capitol Records, like this is stuff I can't talk about.
Ooh, now the record industry was way worse.
These people still like are in the industry, they big, so like but just
girl, you was in this. You talking about going from the frying pan into the fire? You went from like the acting business into the music. Oh my God.
Listen. And music is worse.
Way worse. I tell people all the time, like I spent a little time doing some street promotions for some small independent labels back in the day. And when I tell a story, I always say this: it was more honor selling drugs on the street than it was walking in the halls in some of these labels and doing the stuff that was needed to be done out there in the streets for the business. It was bad.
Listen, especially like being on a music video.
Oh,
Jesus. I swear we was on a street corner or something. My God. They smoking weed on set. Like, this is what we doing? My God.
Yes.
Like, where is the professionalism? Like, what is...
How did you get past the harassment? Because I know they targeted you. How did you get past the harassment?
Look, well, it was other women there keeping them distracted. Trust me.
Ooh.
Trust me. I know. It's some auditions I went to. Like, I just know they looked at me like, nah, she ain't like her.
Yeah, stay away from her. They probably like, stay away from her.
Fully dressed, like from head to toe, like coming up, and then you got these chicks, damn, they got their nipples out, booty cheeks hanging, like, ooh. They make me feel uncomfortable because I'm just like, did they get a dress code or something like that I didn't get? I missed that in the breakdown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all didn't CC me that part. What's going on, right?
I think I left that part out of the breakdown.
I've been on Hollywood sets. I've been on music video sets, like the high end music video sets, and Shu Shu is not lying, y'all. The sister's telling y'all 100% facts. What's going on? What you can see is crazy. Imagine what you can't see.
Right. And this is crazy because like I said, until you've actually walked into a room where it's maybe like 10, 15 other women in the room and y'all all look like y'all could be sisters. It's just, that's intimidating. It's intimidating because it's like, damn, it ain't but one role and only one of y'all gonna get it.
And then if you know what it pays too, it's like, don't add that element. Don't let it be a big payday.
Okay. Or if you've ever walked into like, an audition where I'm talking about like it's like an extended hallway and it's like, I'm talking about like wall to wall on both sides, just people. You don't really know like where to go and sign in or anything because it's just so crowded. But all these people are here to audition for the project. You know what I'm saying? And they may only have a handful of roles.
5 roles, 500 people.
Right. And it's just like, damn.
And I'm here to tell you, when you step on set, like past that process, let's talk about when you get on set, you're actually shooting something, right? The last time I was on set, it was our set. So when you walk on set, people, they look at you, but they don't say anything. They keep a real neutral kind of attitude because they don't know who you are. And they want to make sure they don't offend anybody. So I'm walking around and no one really knew who I was until the people started introducing me. And then when folks figured out who I was, especially the talent, bro, when I tell you, I had a whole lot of attention.
You ain't never seen brown nose and snooze. I'm talking about, I've seen people snooze so hard. They've done everything except spread their ass cheeks over and lick it. I'm like,
and lick it. You know, Brother Black Man gonna clip that, girl. Brother Black Man gonna clip that.
Spread the booty cheeks open and just lick it. Just give a good lick. Like, God.
Ooh, man, she is not exaggerating, y'all.
And it's more than obvious that that's what they doing.
That's the guy, that's the woman, that's the EP right there.
Right.
That's the one.
Right. And then like I said, like these dudes, we talk about these chicks with all this feminine energy and stuff. Like when you see the chicks, it's so cute. Really? Oh yeah. Girl. Just like, girl, I already know what that is.
Already touching your shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Can't wait to go get coffee.
They play that real ditzy, dainty, like, oh my God, I don't know anything about the life, about the world. Like, can you tell me? Like, I'm just so, you know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, she is not even exaggerating. I wish you were. She is telling the truth. I've never had so many fine women brush their butts up against me in my life, and I have to pay dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
They about that.
VH1 had this it was like a little mini doc series. It was called like with Video Vixens or something like that, or Life Behind like music videos. And some of the music directors was talking about like just in the auditions, like casting process and stuff like that, because they film the auditions and like later they go back through the tapes and like that's how they decide what actors or actresses they want. And he was like they would play the music, and like the women they would bend over, and they had their shorts or their skirts so short, and then they accidentally bend over and they ain't got no panties on, like oops. Or like they doing a move and then like their boob accidentally pops out of their shirt. You know what I'm saying? They do stuff like that because trying to get ahead, trying to get the role. What did you say, little shorty said? It was the cost of doing business? Yeah, that's how they look at it. This is business. This ain't got nothing to do with me and Jesus. Me and Jesus is still cool at the end of the day. This right here.
Jesus know I'm a sinner. He made me. He know I'm a sinner.
Listen, and that's the crazy thing, because a lot of these people sit on the board of directors and stuff like that for a lot of different nonprofits and a lot of different like charities and even religious organizations. But they do all this crazy stuff behind closed doors. Like it is.
God know what I be putting in my mouth. God know.
Knowing, like when I say, like it is mind blowing. I'm just like literally, like when you find out just some of the stuff they doing, I'm talking about like, and me being from Montgomery, Alabama, small town, hometown girl, grow up in the Bible Belt, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, Jesus died for all our sins. And then you get up here and in the real world, like the real world, and you see how people doing it out here in the real world. And you just like, oh my God, how is this? Is this like real life?
Real life. Real life. And people, we're talking about stuff to get a job, to be on the set. Now, when we rap and it's over, should we talk about the parties, girl? Should we talk about what's going on in the penthouse party? Should we talk about what's going on in the mansion parties, or should we leave it alone?
Listen. I haven't experienced it. I have friends who have gone to some of the mansion parties, and it is just some of the things I heard. It's just surreal. Like
I've been there.
And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you playing. Like I know you playing. They be like, no, but I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm like, what?
Yo. I don't think they were telling you everything because they didn't want to mess you up. I think they was telling you just the little bitty things on the surface things. Right. I've gone into parties, and as soon as you walk in the door, you saying hi to somebody, like, oh, there's two people right there having sex. Right there. I ain't talking about in a room with like behind some glass. No. Right there where you hang your coat. There's two people smashing, right? Right next to him, right, is a dude doing a bumper blow off some girl's butt.
A friend of mine was talking about that. He went to this party in California with the mansion parties. He was like, as soon as you walk through the door, like it's lines of coke right there, and everybody got to do one.
Yeah, they tried that with me. I was like, nah, bro, I sell that. I don't do that, man. Y'all all right? You know what I'm saying? Or I'll lay everybody down in here. I would, man. If I go home, I'm going home to get my thing. I'm coming back. I know where y'all at.
Listen, I was like, so what you do?
How much cocaine did you do, girl? How many lines?
So what you do? What you do?
She told you no, but we know you know.
Okay.
You know, girl.
Listen, and it's funny because like I don't know. I just it's a million and one ways to get there, to get in the game. Like, I got a friend of mine who she had a sugar daddy for the longest. I was like, How are you affording this? You
Nice
got
G-Wagon, baby. Nice G-Wagon. How'd you get it? Hey,
oh yeah, you know, girl. I was like, all right.
no, she like, I got one for you, girl.
I'm good.
But you say my subway ticket works just fine, girl. I use this pad.
I'll meet you there.
Yo,
She doing all right though. You know.
yeah, Brother Mandrell's in here. Shout out to Brother Mandrell. What's good, fam? My bad. We're way behind in the chats. Way behind in the chats. Brother Michael, man, yeah, bro. Super chats. We're getting close. But yeah, man, you don't owe me an apology. You owe Shu Shu an apology, man. I would like to see that in the chat, please, if you don't mind. If you don't, we're gonna send her Green Beret brother out to come see you. And again, like, dude, what you said was foul, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. We ain't gonna harp on it, but that you really crossed the line. We need to talk, man. Like, we need to talk. Hit me up on my Instagram. It's scrolling below. Brother Michael, hit me up on my Instagram. We need to talk. And if you're trying to pay your penance, bro, you can actually send it to my Cash App and I'll forward it to Shu Shu. That's how. Yeah, no, for real. I will forward it to Shu Shu, bro. For real. That's for you, Brother Michael. Like I said, all is forgiven, but I would, you know what I mean? You gotta apologize, bro. You gotta, I want to send an apology. Because you don't, not to me, to Shu Shu. I'm a grown up. But yeah, we're getting close to those super chats. We're about 1,000 away, 1,000 views away. So shit, maybe by the end of the month we'll be fully monetized. Miss Globe girl, yeah, we getting there, girl. We putting in the work. We making it happen, man. That's like my red pillars are coming over here. My blue pillars are coming over here. We're growing. Miss Globe girl, approximately how many unions represent actors, and is that a lucrative business?
For the unions, yeah, it's two actors unions. You have the Screen Actors Guild, or is short for SAG, and then AFTRA, which is the Academy for
I can look it up for you. I'll look it up.
And TV or something like that. So
yeah.
AFTRA basically represents like radio broadcasters, podcasters, also anything on the television side. SAG represents like all your film actors for the most part. There are two unions. They were once separate, but now they've joined together and they're one union. So, and the reason why the initiation fee, which is you only pay the initiation fee one time, and so it's not like an annual thing, but you do have annual dues that you have to pay to stay in the union.
The SAG-AFTRA ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? They're for real. And then you got like you got the Directors Guild. And I think the directors have their own organization that kind of helps out with that stuff. Producers.
The Directors Guild, you got the Producers Guild, you got the Writers Guild. So each facet has their own set of representatives, their own union.
Yep. And we got brother Quincy in the house. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. We catching up. I know we way behind, but we having fun. We having fun. Talking about it. We got, brother Colonel Sanders is like, yo, I know they was wilding out there, but I didn't know. Like, yeah, bro. Yeah. They wilding like that, man. And it's, again, it really boils down to how you see it. Real talk. I mean, it's like you said about that sister. Hey, it's just a cost to do business. And if you the type person that's out there, you smashing anyway. I can see that.
And some people look at it like that. Like, hey, I ain't done a lot more for a lot less. So why not?
Why not?
A lot of them look at it like that. So,
and again, not judging it, to each his own. You just got to weigh it out. It's all about balance. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do nothing sexually with a man or a really old fat lady or anything like that for a role. It's not going to happen. People have said that to me, man. Oh, it's just this old woman. You just let her do this to you and then you're going to get this or that. Like, bro, I ain't doing that, man. No.
It's just this old woman.
I ain't doing that.
You're right. But see, and here's the thing with like the Harvey Weinstein situation. Like, what people don't understand is certain people in the industry, their word holds weight. So for someone like Harvey Weinstein, if he gets you by himself, you go to his hotel room. Number one, if he invites you to his hotel room and you say, oh no, you turn it down. Like, one word from him, he could tell the industry, hey, she's difficult. And your whole career is over.
Done.
Just for turning down his invitation for coming to his hotel room. Your career is over. You can get to his hotel room and you can decline his offer. And he be like, all right, he let you go. And he may do the same thing. Hey, oh, don't hire her. She's a liability. She's difficult. Your whole career is over. It's over. You know what I mean? So that's how much weight it holds. And it's easy. It's so easy to sit up and say, oh, well, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't sell my soul. Everybody can say what they would do when the lights are on. But when the lights are off and the doors are closed, what decision, what choice would you really make? What would you really make?
It's real talk. It's just you. It's real talk. Who really? I know people all the time. Like when I was doing the music business stuff, there was a guy who was part of the LGBTQ community, but really he was convicted because he liked young boys. So he was convicted and he got done his time or whatever. But those people, they wired a different way. Yeah. But he was, he's still into men. This guy, he really got off on hollering at gangster dudes. Because I guess he knew it was kind of like Russian roulette. You don't know which one's the real one. There's a lot of fake gangsters out there, but one of these dudes might be real. Right. So he's doing this and so that the kind of things that you're alluding to, that men, powerful men, like Weinstein types would make these offers to women. He was doing that to young rappers. Yeah. So what would you do? Man, I never mess with a man, In the conversation, like, oh, well, would you let a guy for money?
That's another thing too. It is just as prevalent with men as it is with women. That's maybe more so thing. That's the taboo thing. Like homosexuality in Hollywood is a huge act. It's a huge thing. But you know what? That's nothing new. Homosexuality has always been in entertainment.
It always will be.
Yeah, even back in the days, like in the Roman Empire and stuff like that, when they had the theater festivals and stuff like that, they call it the Festival of Dionysus, or it was a point in time in theater where women couldn't participate in theater. Like all the roles were played by men. Even the roles that were supposed to be for females, they were played by men. And the kings would watch this. And, the kings would say, okay, I like that particular actor and I want that particular actor in my room. And it was part of their culture. You know what I mean? So for y'all that sit up here talking about y'all, kings and what the kings did and all the concubines and stuff they had some men in them concubines too now. It wasn't all women.
Facts.
Contrary to what you would like to believe. But you know what I'm saying? Even to today, it's a big thing. It is.
It always will be. I mean, it is what it is. And like I said, this guy would start the conversation with, well, for $1 million, would you let a man do this to you? Right. And then kind of course, yeah, for like $1 million. Yeah, okay, well, $400,000. And the guy would work it down to doable numbers. And that's how he got on. Right. Add that with alcohol and add that with some weed. By the time you get down to $250 to these broke young rappers, guess what they doing?
They doing it, yeah.
Or in his case, they will allow him to do it to them.
Yeah.
Which is what it was. Well, if you pitch in versus catch in and da. So dude starts talking out to me like for $1 million. I'm like, dude, for $1. Like he was like, before I sleep with a man, I'll pull out this thing. And Uncle Saint, even as a kid, I always had one of these on me. I pulled the thing out. I just put this in his head and I'll take whatever I want from that man. What's up? Oh, I'm just playing. I'm not.
That's another option.
I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll lay you down, take everything. I'll run them pockets, bro. Ain't nobody on that. And of course, he left me alone. Like, all right, something wrong with that kid. But I just got back from the military.
Right.
I just got home.
Right.
Ain't nobody on that. If that's what you want to do, fine. I don't care. You sleep with who you want to sleep with, gun at who you want to gun at. I don't care. But don't bring it to me, especially after I told you to leave me alone. I'm gonna tell you one time. Oh man, go ahead and stop. You ain't know any better. Maybe I was moving the way I shouldn't have been moving. Maybe I did this one too many times and he thought I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't like that, cuz up. Right. It ain't like oh, it ain't like that, cuz I'm gonna give you a pass on that, but say it again and watch what I'll do. I'll beat you with this pistol. I ain't gotta just shoot you with it. You know what I mean? So, but that's what I saw in the music business. So I know what was going on in those control booths. I know what was going on in the studio. Way worse than what was going on in Hollywood. Sister Candace, if you can't move with integrity, don't move at all. And like you said earlier, Brother DL, all money ain't good money. Exactly.
You know it.
Chicken butt.
I know. You know, it's funny. And Aries Spears said this in the interview he did too, which confirmed the way I felt about things. I used to think that being a good person was like really much primarily what you needed to go far.
Oh no.
And it's, in this industry, like just being a good person, being decent, being, honest and genuine. And, I thought that would help get me somewhere. And you know what? The reality is, no. It don't help get you from here to the door, honey. It is what it is. If you're a good person, you got to be a good person just out of the goodness of your own heart.
Yeah, they can say you could be a good person, just pull that skirt up and bend over. You can still be a good person.
So listen.
That's how they doing it, right?
So, yeah.
Just keeping it 100. Or for a dude, just drop them pants and bend over. Y'all think we playing? This goes on all the time. You wonder why some of these top shelf A-listers, these multimillionaires, why are they so upset? Why are they so sad? Mm-hmm. Right? Because now that they've made it and they got all this money and it's just them.
Yeah.
And the lights are out.
Yeah.
They have to sit with what they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. They got to sit with what they did. So, Brother Marcus is in the house. My favorite Devil Dog. What's good, fam? I know we keep getting, we keep slowing down on the chats, y'all, but it's all good, man. I appreciate that. Y'all rocking out with us. And Shu Shu, thank you so much. This is one of my favorite shows, girl, because you letting it all come out. You ain't keeping, what y'all call it, the tea? Y'all letting all the tea out.
Right. Because here's the thing. What a lot of actors will do is they'll get up here and interview and they'll make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm where I am because I'm just so fabulous. And I'm so talented, they just couldn't deny me. And, I'm just, overflowing with roles, like back to back to back. No, you ain't. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. The average actor is broke. The average actor works a day job. Don't get it twisted. You book a role for a day. You may get a if you're lucky, you may get a co-star role, or what co-star role is really when what they used to call as under fives, which means that you got a role where you have 5 lines or less.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Under 5s. Okay.
Yeah. And that shoots for like a day. You know what I'm saying? So you get that for the day and that's it. You know what I mean? Like if it's union, then of course you get residuals for that episode that you were in, but that's it.
So you get to come in and do your line. Oh, there you go again. And then that's it.
And that's it, honey. It ain't this big grandiose. So no, it's not that. But they would have you out here thinking that, honey, they are lead, Queen, Cleopatra, all this other stuff. Or that they work every single day. They film every single day and they just doing this fabulous. And they're not. They're not. Most people I know, I got friends, and this is no shot, to them. But as long as I've been doing this up here in New York, 12 years, still not union. Because they don't qualify. They haven't gotten the credits. It's hard out here. But everybody want to put up this front oh yeah, no, you're not. It's not that. It's not. And if people need to know this before they, abandon their jobs or any kind of potential future, because they say, hey, I want to be a superstar, and it don't work like that.
That's real talk.
It don't work like that.
Hearing you say that, that helped me understand something. Like, because I was out there, I was in the madness for like 25 years. It's like I did a bid. Like I was out there for 25 years, right? I never. It's like I did a bid.
Oh, what's going on, Rob?
Yeah, Brother Rob. I wouldn't put that to Brother Rob's in the house. But and here's the thing, I never understood why they partied so hard. Like those nights, like they would have that nights where they would just get completely wild. It was like being in Rome for real. But you just hit it right there on the head for me. It's because they're living that dream in their mind, and they got to roll. And for that night, they are what you just said.
Right.
And they just let loose. I mean, all, you know what I mean? Like all responsibility is out. I mean, man, look, I'm not bragging, y'all. I'm not bragging. But like, I can't, man. I didn't smash people. I don't even know who they are. To this day, I don't know their name. They don't know my name. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not bragging, but it's just like they were gunning at me. You got some beautiful woman who just comes up to you, and for that night,
Right.
they just, and then never. I'm like, and then you would see that person in the streets. They really don't know you.
Right. But you know what? Here's you know, New York and LA does have like some differences. I can see why people go broke in LA. People go broke in LA because they work so hard to keep up a front or facade, like they're somebody, they're doing something, and they're bigger than what they are.
Fake it till you make it.
And exactly. And so they spend money that should be spent on responsible things like their rent or like food or like gas for their car. They take that money and they will party with it, or they will spend it on these, you know, unnecessary things just to try and front like they doing so much more, so much better than they are. And they end up going broke as a result of it. In New York, like when me and my friends say, or like, you know, when we would get together and we'd be like, hey, y'all want to go out for drinks? We're like, oh, damn, I got to pay rent next week. We'd be like, well, you know, we'll get together at some point. Like we'll do something else. We knew what that meant. Or I just paid rent means I ain't got no money right now. Because everybody's struggling in New York. It's hard. I don't care what nobody say. New York is the most expensive city in the United States. You hear me? And me going from New York to LA, when I went to LA, I was like, oh yeah, listen to me. Some of my people out there took me to this spot downtown LA. And I went to the bar. I ordered just a regular, let me get a cranberry vodka. Okay, $10. I said, $10. I said, bartender. I said, that's it. She was like, yeah. I said, oh, you got to excuse me. I said, I'm from New York. I said, do you know this is $14 for one? $14. And that don't matter where you go. Usually the farther you go uptown, the cheaper stuff get. But you talking about just at a regular club. I ain't talking about no high upscale. $14. You go to an upscale club, this real talk. Maybe like 3-4 years ago, a friend of mine ended up moving to China. And so like some of us got together at this spot, Midtown for him, right? Real nice spot, you know what I'm saying? It's you know, rooftop, overlooking like the city, you know what I'm saying? You see the skyline and stuff like that. I go to the bar. Can I get a drink? The bartender was like $20. $20? For what? What? $20?
Shoot, you like, do I get to keep the glass? The glass is mine, right? I'm putting this in my purse. $20.
I was like, oh, you know what? Can I just get a Sprite and some, you know what I'm saying, on the rocks and let me think about what I want? She was like, all right. I was like, damn, $20. And this was like, what, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah,
inflation? You know how much a glass of wine is at this restaurant, like by where I work at? One glass of wine, $24. You hear me?
Ooh, I could buy 4 bottles of that $2 Chuck at Trader Joe's.
$4. Listen, New York is not a game. You hear me? You can't front like you got money here. It's impossible. You just can't do it. So and there's no shame in saying I ain't got it right now, or I got rent coming up. Ain't no shame in that. Because we all hustling and scuffling to pay the rent.
Yeah.
But in LA, everybody will pretend like, oh, I got it. I'm balling. I'm doing this. All right. No power to you.
Hey, and Sister Shu Shu is speaking facts right now because again they're faking it till they make it. So in LA, it's important to be on the scene, especially if you're like a young actor or writer or director or whatever. So okay, you really ain't got that money, but you're gonna go to the Ivy to have lunch, right? You're gonna do that, right? Because you're like, oh, you want to be seen. You know what I mean? You're gonna go to, you're gonna try to get dinner at Catch, you know what I mean, or whatever it is. Because it's been a couple years since I've been out there, and the shit turns over. You're gonna go to EPLP, right? You're gonna go to these places, right? You're gonna go to Mr. Child's, and you're gonna spend your last, because you want to be seen. And now with social media, right? They're going in there, so that's why they do it. But like she says, in LA, if you're not doing all that, it's expensive, but you can still make it. Like you can still, do some free stuff, have a good time. You can still live a good life. But in New York, she's absolutely right. I was recently in New York, and yeah, I rarely get sticker shock when it comes to like drink. I normally don't look at the menu prices. I normally don't look at how much drinks cost. I know what I want. I'm a cognac guy. Let me get a Hennessy. Let me get a Hennessy Rocks. I remember once I went through all my cash in 15 minutes. And one of them bars over there in Manhattan, I was staying at the W. It was not too far from the W.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Listen, my feelings was hurt.
Listen, don't come up here like you know what I'm saying? Like balling like that and call yourself not looking at the prices. You better pay attention. Like,
I didn't.
How much is this? You better ask.
I was like, she brought me that Hennessy and gave me, like you said, $22, $25. I was like, oh, I didn't ask for the XO. She like, and I didn't give you one either. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
My bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people talk about Miami. In Miami, there are places like that. Yeah, there are a couple, but you got to seek those places out. The average drink, though, in Miami, you go to like an average bar. I get a Hennessy and Coke, man, I'm paying $8. Right, at an average, but what Shu Shu was telling you, Sister Shu Shu was telling you the truth. There is no such thing as an $8 Hennessy in New York.
No, I like to see you find it. No.
Maybe that could be one of your vlogs. I'm going around trying to find an $8 drink.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be hilarious. Just asking the bartenders to get they look like. What?
Okay.
Nah, so we're gonna wrap this up. We coming up on 2 hours. Thanks, girl. I appreciate it. Miss Globe Girl, didn't Harvey Weinstein do that to Selma Hayek? I don't know.
Right. You're right. I don't know.
I don't know.
Really don't know. I don't know.
All I can say about that guy is he held up his end of the bargain. That's all I gotta say about that. You know what I mean? Right. And Miss Globe Girl, she was like, a concubine. Please don't block me, DL. I ain't gonna block you. That shit's funny.
Word, but like that's for real. They had a lot of those.
That's what they doing. Scam likely, Brother Dusto. Actors are oppressed. Like, no, bro, they oppressed themselves.
Right.
Sister Candace did have a serious question for you. Is your agency or representative also entitled to your residuals?
Yeah. And nobody tells you that either.
Boy, I didn't know that. That's funny. I didn't know that. I didn't think they were. I thought that was a one-time thing and you just got yours. I didn't. So the residual checks go to them and then they forward you your cut.
It depends on how y'all got it set up. So like, they'll usually the residual checks come to you because like they have your like mailing information and everything on it. So they'll send it to you and you could have checked to your agent. So that's how it works.
That's crazy. What We Know podcast, man. I'm not sure if it's Robert J. She like, but they put more ice in that liquor.
Right.
Man, I want all liquor in mine. I want all liquor.
I want no ice.
I want no ice. I want all.
As soon as the bartender go to dip in that ice, don't put no ice in mine. All alcohol. I want all the alcohol.
All of it.
All of it.
When they got that little shot glass they put out, I'm like, hold on, let me see that. Pour some more in there. Yeah, you get to the top of that little shot thing. I'm paying $25, bro. Get it all in there.
And then look, especially if you in a halfway decent spot, you don't want to look like the cheap person, so you got to tip the bartender. Like, Stop it.
Shit, $25. I thought that was included. In Miami, most places on South Beach, the tip is included, and they won't tell you. You know what I mean? They won't tell you. You look on the bill, and it'll say additional. Oh.
Now you
Give me that back. Give me that back.
Right, could have added, but you know.
That's what it is though. But that's crazy. We didn't even get to talk to really. We was gonna talk about. Well, we did kind of talk about it. We talked about gender. We talked about race. I did want to ask you this. Which is more important to you, getting the bag or getting an Oscar? In other words, making a lot of money as an actor or being respected because you mastered the craft. Which is more important to you?
You know, when I was younger and I came out of school, I would say having to get an Oscar. But being out here, getting the bag.
You say getting the bag. Keeping it 100?
Because just keeping it 100, because like you could be on the street sitting with that Oscar. You know what I'm saying? And knowing the industry, it's a real what have you done lately type of industry. You know, so what? You have an Oscar. You know, 2-3 years pass down the line and you haven't gotten any work, then you're pretty much still a has-been. You're a has-been with an Oscar.
Wow.
That's it. And like, you know, because you have some of these stars, some of these entertainers who were like big in the day, and they have Oscars and stuff like that. Who is it? I don't want to misquote like nobody, so I ain't gonna start calling names. But like, you got a lot of actors out here who have Oscars, and like, you know, they're still looked at as washed up. So if I had to choose between which one, I would say the bag. Because I can say, yeah, you got the Oscar, but I'm paid though.
See, Sister Shu Shu was like, yeah, I did all 10 Sharknadoes. And I'm sitting here in the Bugatti.
Okay, and I'm paid though. Okay. Okay. Now, why don't you go and see if you can auction that Oscar off to somebody?
Matter of fact, I might take it off your hands. How much you want for it?
Okay, how much you want for it? How much you going for it? I tell you what, I give you $100.
Right
more
now.
More than like you gonna sell it because you need the money. You see what I'm saying?
Go.
A lot of people got like that because they both hurting for money, and they, you know. And
see, girl, I would do that. So I give you $100, and they say okay, and I just pay them in nickels, and taking them out the packet, just dropping them down nickel by nickel, $100 worth of nickels. Thank you for my Oscar.
That's so fatty. That's so fatty. That's so fatty.
Look at you. You're like, yeah. What you say about them nickels, DL? That's a good idea.
This is terrible, yo. But yeah, I'd rather have the bag because Monique is a prime example. She had her Oscar and everything, and they put her on the blacklist for a minute.
Still on it, ain't she? She ain't really doing nothing.
Pretty much, for the most part.
They ain't rocking with her. It's a shame.
And that's another thing. Like, it's such an unstable industry. That, you know, I would advise anybody, any actor or anyone who's interested in it or in the industry at all, have learned something about investing or having some form of, alternate means of making money, or, learn how to save, learn how to put away for rainy days or hard times, or having some kind of backup plan, even if things are going well. And the reason why I say that is because at any given point in time, like, your career could be over
tomorrow.
At any given point in time, and all it takes is for one small incident. It ain't even got to be nothing big.
Look at Kevin Spacey.
Right.
Master of the craft. Say what you want about that man. He can fucking act.
Okay.
Master of the craft. Been in it forever. A-lister. Gone.
Right. It can happen to anybody. Look at Kanye. And let me say this, for anybody who has ever uttered the words like about, when some big scandal comes out, and why didn't this person say anything? Why didn't that person speak up? And because Kanye is a prime example of the powers that be, whoever they are, can really take everything from you.
I love that. And I got to say this for your brother, Kanye.
You're right.
That's for you, Mandrell. Got to say it for Mandrell.
You're right. But they really can take everything from you.
They gave it to you, didn't they?
They're not only showing Kanye, we really can take what you have from you. That if anybody who's paying attention, this is what they can do.
Go back and watch that Dave Chappelle. Kanye said Adidas can't drop me. Then Adidas, what they do? They drop me. I go back and watch that Dave Chappelle if y'all ain't seen it.
Listen, like, yeah, they really can.
He said Adidas was founded by Nazis, which was facts, and they were offended.
And they were offended.
They were offended.
So yeah, let me not offend the powers that be.
Woo. So, and that's it. And Sister Candace, L on the brown liquor, LOL. That's to me. Have to stay away from that, brother DL. Nah, that's my thing right there. I stay away from that clear liquor. How you talking about it here? Well, I don't know what's going on, but
the brown gonna get you down. The white gonna keep you hype. You know what I'm saying?
And I need to be mellow. Y'all know my mind ain't right. I need to be mellow. Casual Germs in the house. What's good, fam? You know what I mean? Spend the whole GI Bill payment in one night and then some, bro. And then some. Messing around in New York. You know, Sister Shu Shu, I was going to ask, we're going to talk about like dating in the Hollywood world and the entertainment business. And we're going to talk about the dating world today. But you know what? I've already taken 2 hours of your time, and I wouldn't for a moment try to take any more. We just have to do another show. That's cool. One of these days. We just have to do another show. And that show, the
topic in itself.
Yes. Yes. And I do want to talk to you. I want to talk to some other sisters out there about the current sexual marketplace, because it's way different. And it's very few women that I would trust to have this conversation with, because most of them going to be just full of cap anyway. And I know you're going to keep, especially after this episode, I know you're going to keep it real.
Listen, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Like,
it is what it is. And
I can say this, like, being in this industry, it really does make you tougher, or at least it should, from a personal perspective, because it forces you to look at yourself. And like anybody who's practical or logical, like, you know, you do have to have a lot of like honest, deep, in-depth take some honest, deep looks at yourself. You know what I mean? And you got to ask yourself some real questions, like, do I really want this? Who am I? You know what I mean? That's one question a lot of people do not have the answer to, but they will give you all these fluffy, nonsensical answers, or these fantasy type of answers in terms of who they would like themselves to be. But in reality, like, who are you? Like, who are you? Like, and not just the good in you, the ugly side of you too. Because everybody got some ugly in everybody. Everybody got some traits or some characteristics that, you know, aren't really favorable, you know, aren't looked at as, like, you know, pleasant. And you got to know that. You got to know your limits.
You got to know your limits. Profound.
If you don't know your limits, then maybe it's because you don't have any. And
damn.
That's dangerous.
You got to say that one more time.
I said, you got to know your limits. And if you don't know your limits, maybe it's because you don't have any. And that's dangerous.
That's fire right there, y'all. That right there, if you don't remember shit else from this conversation, remember that. Okay. Remember that.
Okay.
Damn. That needs to be on the t-shirt. Let's go hurry up and trademark that shit.
Right.
Let's get that on the t-shirt.
All right.
But that's real talk. Sister Candace, Adidas dropped him talking about Ye. And now they're selling his shoes minus the Yeezy name. Shaking my head, man. That's business right there. Who didn't see that? Everyone saw that coming but Kanye, man. Like I said, man, that's not. He Mr. Magoo his way into $1 billion, and they took that shit right from him. Right. It is what it is. Sister Shu Shu, thank you so much. This was amazing. Because I'm thinking those were your final thoughts right there. I don't think we can top that, what you just said.
Mic drop. Boop.
That was it. Mic drop right there. We can't top that. So, and I know the mom's been dropping your information in the chat, but where can people find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel at Shumerria. That's SHUMERRIA. I did not get that from you, Mandrell. Stop lying. You're lying. You can also catch me on the Black Man Unfiltered Network every Wednesday with my brother Mandrell. We have a show called Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shu Shu. It comes on every Wednesday night at 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And you can catch me on Instagram, Facebook at Shumerria. I'm also on TikTok at Shumerria1. So yeah.
Well, what's the show tomorrow? Y'all got a topic yet?
I don't think so. Not yet. What's our topic, Mandrell? I don't know yet. We'll surprise.
I'm always pleasantly surprised. You'll find me over there. So y'all know where to catch her at, man. Thank you so much, Sister Shumerria. I mean, Shu Shu's in the house. That was a fire show.
Catch me on Talk Tuesdays too on Black Men Unfiltered. Because I'm gonna hop on that in about an hour. So yeah.
I'll be there. You know I'm gonna be there.
Well, I'll see you.
You know I'm gonna be there.
We'll see everybody in the chat too.
Look at y'all. Y'all show so together. What's our show tomorrow? I don't know.
I don't know. You see that?
But she got that from me. But I don't know.
Right. Terrible.
Thank you again. 1,000 thank yous. This was definitely fun. Now we finally got to do the episode I wanted to do to really talk about Hollywood, and I found someone brave enough to really tell the truth along with me because I've been screaming this from the highest mountains. Now people know what's up.
Yeah, without giving up names and stuff like
without giving up names. We ain't going to do that. We ain't going to give up all the tea.
We don't want the powers that be,
Whoever they are. Whoever they are. So, yo, I'm DL saying this is Shu Shu, man. This is the DL saying I really want to know podcast, yo. Thanks for rocking out with us, people. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.